Hey everyone, Fire here. Today we're going to be talking about my plans for 3.19 Lake of Kalandra. So there are three things to talk about today: my league starter, my currency plans, and also my streaming plans. So to start off with, the league starter that I'm going to be playing is a Scourge Arrow Raider. Now, I actually played this on stream last night. We leveled it up from 93 to 95 on stream, and we only died twice. I think the defenses are pretty good, and the damage is looking okay, considering that it's going to be being increased by 50% between some of the buffs that are coming in next league and also the Covenant rework. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking very promising. Probably, I haven't been this excited about a league starter pretty much since Stormbrand got nerfed, so this is pretty good. It's pretty much just an all-round build. It doesn't excel at anything in particular. It runs fast. It has a lot of quality of life. It starts off at around 50k EHP, and by the time I'm done with it, I'm expecting to have around 100k EHP and 10 million DPS. As you can see, it's got like really nice screen-wide clear. And it's also got all of the added quality of life that comes from having a 6-link Rain of Arrows setup. That's just adding utility. It's giving me back mana, it's applying curses, it's doing a whole bunch of stuff. So just a fun build. Don't really have to think. Put down the ballistas, they cast Scourge Arrow, clears everything on the screen. We're using poison since that's really a nice way to scale early game damage. And because of the Covenant, we're able to scale our DPS into the end game. I don't know if it's going to be like doing uber bosses by the time I'm done with it, because there are some other builds I want to play. I don't know that I'm gonna like go all the way, so to speak, but we might do some. We'll see. I kind of just intend on leveling this up to 100 and then wrapping it up and moving on to other things, because I have some trickster POBs and stuff that look pretty interesting. But yeah, now the reason we're playing this as a Raider instead of a Pathfinder is mostly because I feel that Pathfinder doesn't bring very much to the table, especially with the Flagellant nerfs. Now Pathfinder has around 17% more damage, but the Raider has all of the quality of life, and it's got all of the extra defenses, so and the movement speed. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer to play it as a Raider instead of a Pathfinder. I also am not going to make a guide for this build. I'm not going to recommend it to anyone because I think there's a lot of risk involved. I don't know how this is going to plan out. You know, I haven't simulated the buffs. I don't know how it's going to feel in a real situation like on League Start. I also don't know how expensive the uniques are going to be. Darkspawn could be very expensive because there are a lot of content creators that are planning on playing poison builds, and the Covenant may be a tier 1 unique. It may be like 10x to buy it at 6-link. So I don't know, and I don't want people to take the risk. I'm going to play it. I'm going to see how good it goes, and if it does really well, I will maybe release a build guide a few days into the league, and then do another build guide for this build as a league starter in 3.20. Next thing to talk about are my currency plans. So I'm planning on duoing with Grimro again this league. We had a lot of fun last league, and I think we both felt it was a pretty successful partnership, and we both enjoy playing with each other, so we're going to be doing that again. Our currency plans are pretty much to farm Eldritch Altars with a focus on the new mechanic, the like a Kalandra mechanic. We're going to sort of see where that takes us, because we don't know how fun it's going to be, we don't know how profitable it's going to be, and we're also going to suss out the new memory feature while we're at it, and we're kind of going to just play it by ear. But the main goal, I believe, is to farm our first Mage Blood, mostly focusing on the Lake of Kalandra mechanic, as long as it's fun and as long as it's profitable. We don't really want to like lock ourselves in 100% because we really have no idea what to expect, and it may just be like a really bad mechanic that is not rewarding enough and has quality of life issues and stuff like that. So don't want to lock it in 100%, but that's our current plan. We're planning on just, you know, basically farming maps, farming Eldritch Altars and stuff. I think we already have a pretty good idea of exactly what map we're going to be running. That being, I think, I can't exactly speak for Grim, but I think we have tentatively settled on running Mesa. Mesa is going to be really good for Eldritch Altars as well, and you can run the map pretty fast and pretty efficiently, and that's going to be a good way to farm out the tablets for the like a Kalandra mechanic, and so we're just going to do that. We're probably going to be buying carries for our Uber Elder and Maven Watchstones, since I don't think it's really feasible to basically spend, you know, the first few days of the league building our characters up to being able to do that kind of content. It's better to just get the carries right away so we can start doing the strategy early on in day 2, or even maybe late in day 1, depending on how we're feeling with our progression. Other than that, I'm likely going to be infinite heisting at the start of the league for a few hours, and I guess this kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about with streaming. So for those of you who aren't aware, I am streaming again. I've finally decided that it's time to begin streaming back on a regular schedule every day. The times are a little different to what I used to stream, so when this video goes live is pretty much the time I'm going to go live on stream every day, and I'm pretty much going to end stream around the time that I used to come online. So bit of a change. Basically just, I can't keep affording to wake up at midnight to begin streaming. It doesn't really allow me to live my life and function as a normal human being, so I'm just gonna stream over nighttime and go to bed when it hits around midnight. And so I'm planning to turn on stream probably after all of the infinite heisting is done and we're starting the map progression. We'll have to play it by ear. It really depends. I don't know what to expect from the new league, but yeah, you can expect that by the time I turn stream on the league launch that we're going to be already well into maps. I'm not planning on streaming the exact moment the league comes out. It's going to be around 14 hours from the league launch for anyone who's interested. But yeah, I'm also streaming already. I'm going to be streaming all of my league start testing and stuff like that. Last but not least, I'm going to try and not use a Mage Blood this league. So me and Grimmer have been discussing this problem that we both quit typically 1 month into a league, and we think that's caused by the existence of the Mage Blood belt. We own the belt 3 to 4 days into a league, we wear the belt, and suddenly none of the problems that we have exist anymore. You just throw money at the problem and the problem goes away, and I think that's a really bad way to play Path of Exile, because Path of Exile is kind of a sandbox where part of the fun is the journey. It's not just about the destination. It's not just about being able to say you killed Uber bosses. Because yeah, I can kill Uber bosses, but I threw 700x at the problem. And that's not really relatable to a lot of viewers and stuff like that. It's part of the reason why I didn't come back to streaming anytime sooner, is just because I've been playing these builds that are totally inaccessible to any of my viewers. I can't just tell people to throw 3 mirrors at a build in order to make it work. Builds have to work on far less money, and at the same time, I also need to stop making this like insane budget content where, you know, you have like the tornado shot occultist that can farm 60% deli on less than an exalt worth of investment. Who the hell is that sort of stuff applicable to anyway? If you don't own more than 2 exalts a few days into a league, you have bigger problems. You shouldn't be watching my content. You should probably be watching like Zizron or something and learning how to actually play the game before you try and learn more advanced stuff like farming 60% deli. Believe me, not knowing how to farm 60% deli is not the thing that is causing you to own 3 exalts a few days into the league. So we're going to stop with the ghetto builds. We're just going to release real builds from now on. They're going to have between 50 to 100k EHP as a minimum. Hopefully you're going to be able to level them all up to 100 in maps and stuff like that. I'm kind of over dying 6 times a map. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's unwatchable. I don't enjoy it. My viewers don't enjoy it. And I think the only feasible way to go forward is to stop that sort of thing. If you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.